All right. I think my sound was a little bit fucked up, whatever. I am going to adjust this so you might see the microphone now. Is that better? I don't know. And I'll just scoot in. Well, no, I just want to say that I'm doing okay. I've ripped muscle is what it is. Um, it's internal. Uh, I was lifting weights and then, like I do, and stopped for about a month. Didn't stretch out. Took off to sprint aggressively and tore the muscle, whatever. So didn't know what it was because it's a soft tissue thing, and it's not something that's readily, you could discern. And I had to get two X-rays, and then finally found it. After not even a CT scan because it's all bone. Then they had you call it sonogram. They found it. The second time doing that because my sound was all fucked up. A little bit embarrassed about that shit. But anyways, like I said before, I'm not really a social media person. I'm not gonna try to be. I know where my time's best spent. So has to be focused on person communication, constantly, always, whatever. It's just gonna be waste time and effort doing all this other stuff. Um, what you see here is who I am, who you conversate with. I don't mind oversharing because, like I said, I'd rather try to build bridges and that bridge to a bond to be entrusted, um, then put out some kind of image that could break down, as in like people put out some kind of I wouldn't say fabricated, but don't get me wrong, you should always put your best person forward and online. Don't get me wrong, because I always put out who I want to be, um who I want to incorporate, who I need to reiterate, I'm talking about. And so if I write something, yes, I know it, that's right, I know I'm reiterating that to myself, what I'm talking about. And I'm not perfect at doing that, and I'm saying I'm role model, and that's exactly who I am. That's who I want to become. I'm talking about, I want to bring more of that self to myself. So in that aspect, yes. But to go out and put out like this model quality Instagram, um, saying it's just, I don't want to see my time just not best spent like that. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm not, I never was or will be probably a social media person. If I ever had a lot of money, I would probably hire somebody to do that all for me, whatever. But I personally will not, I'm talking about. And I'd rather have a very authentic, interaction if I am online, I'm talking about. It's just, it puts me at peace, I'm talking about. It just makes me confident. But anyways, so back to my like that I already stated once, and the mic was already cutting off, and I'm gonna try to wing it here and assume that this is not cutting off or whatever. That I'm taking it down a little notch, but now because I had this muscle tear, but now as it's healing, I'm able to pick it up just a little bit more in my place or whatever, and I could get things a little bit more ready over here. So I'm okay. I'm talking about so I have a lot more muscle mass now than I did when I was younger. So I'm a really good situation um, moving forward. What did I touch on? I just rambled on about some bullshit or whatever. But in short, I just wanted to touch base. I'm healthy, whatever, and yeah, I do have a bone disorder or whatever, but it's something that I just need to lift weights constantly with at a pretty decent level, I'm talking about. And I just can't fall off on it for a month or whatever, I'm talking about. And I'm not saying I'm going to just be a pro athlete level, but I'm going to be pretty fucking good. I need to have a certain amount of muscle that I'm comfortable with. I know what it's sort of like with anything in life, you know, so you gotta operate this high capacity. When you fall off, you feel it. You know what I'm talking about? You go to this ultra high level, it takes so much time and effort that, you know, you pushing your body to the brink of where it collapses. And just like this momentary, just, you know, sprinting like hardcore or whatever, you know, without doing anything else, that particular area of my body, whatever, just tore, whatever. You know what I'm talking about? Because the amount of muscle mass there and inactivity, you know, boom, you know what I'm talking about? So you got to stretch out. And I was that person who didn't stretch out before they worked out, blah, blah. You know, it is what it is. It happens. You know what I'm talking about? It's okay. You know what I'm talking about? But the general thing and consensus of everything is that you always got to work out. You know what I'm talking about? You know, you got that's the bigger thing. That you're always working out. And I'm glad I'm able to do that. And I'm committed myself to do that. And I will get back to doing that. This is temporarily, like this is what it is, you know what I'm talking about. So but to reduce that my bone disorder, that pain, I want a certain amount of muscle mass and it helps out, it cushions it. Um it just forces my muscle, my whole muscle skeletal system to heal properly, build properly, and of course I take calcium, um, and vitamin D and everything. So I mean, it's just it's all right, you know what I'm talking about. So I have to do it, and that's one of the main reasons. If I don't do it, I would not. I would gradually feel more pain, whatever, you know what I'm talking about. And it's at a level. I always felt it, but as I got older, I had to pay more attention to it. You know, I had to be more attentive to my nutrition, and working out. So it's manageable, annoying, you know, but it's not like debilitating or anything else like that. It's something that you know, that I need to be attentive to, and working out is that attention. Paying attention to nutrition is that attention. You know what I'm talking about? Right now, you know, I already had like two x-rays. I had that ultrasound, I had a CT scan, I had an MRI today, and I go see the orthodontist tomorrow, whatever. So I'm good. But some people push it up more than what it is or down what it is. Try to keep it at that level, like I said, because if you don't know exactly what it is and you fall into this current mindset of what society is, to gaslight and to misdirect or whatever, you know, you're dealing with your health, you know, you don't want to do that. So it's really difficult because, you know, I have experienced doctors that do that. And it's just so, you know, when you're dealing with people that's supposed to take care of people, that look for ways to not take care of people, whatever. And you got to have that empathy and that heart with everything. And I think that's where our country is really missing, whatever. Not people that obey the law. We got people that obey the law and try to circumvent it so it look like they obey the law and take it down, you know. And that's why we're having this like de facto civil war. And if we could find out a way to have people, you know, do what's right for the country and for the person next to you, and have empathy and compassion and build yourself up to have a better life, better quality of life. You know, just like doing those things you love and those toys and everything without destroying the person next to you. That's what we need. And how do you ensure that? You know, how do you be like, hey, this person, you know, also has that this love of their country, this love of who they are. You can have pride in your culture and, you know, your people. Just don't demean other people, you know. But I mean, one of those ways is to say, you know, here's law. It's certain, if certain amount of behaviors within that, you know, but your compassion, empathy needs to have those policies be enacted for the betterment of society, not for the perception of betterment side where you're ripping people down. That's what it is. It's like I technically follow the law, but look at all these people over here that are suffering. I technically follow the law, so I can't get in trouble. But look at all these other people that, you know, don't have enough food to eat. You know what I mean? It's just like, that's not how we want to be. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of gray area in between. That's why I have a lot of non for profits, whatever, you know? It's just like, now that's what it is. That's all that gray area. That's where you need to have that empathy, that compassion, that humanity. to fill in that void, and we don't. That's what we're missing, Don't get me wrong. You can't be like, I'm going to help out this person. I'm going to help out that person. You got to do that. I mean, don't get me wrong. They got to reciprocate. You got to focus it or whatever, because you don't want to have your help going into the ground. You want to make sure that it's intelligently done, that those people are going to be most beneficial to it. You know what I mean? That they'd be like, okay, I'm help out this person. That person's going to help out two more people. Those are the people you want to help. You know what I'm talking about? So you don't want to help out this person and then all your time and effort just, you know what I'm talking about? And people get, that's what you focus on. That's what we need to do. You know what I'm talking about? But now it's just like people trying to put their very biased, racist agenda forward. Be like, technically follow the law, but you'd be like, hey, I want to throw you an idea. It's called blah blah blah, and it's just like a worst case scenario or whatever. And so let's do that. It's just like they trying to wrap it around some bullshit, and it's just, I'm gonna put it like this: they trying to obscure their agenda with and make it look like it's empathy or whatever. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I'm looking out for the betterment of everybody by saying, well, uh, I don't want to step on people's toes, and how can I say this very, very straightforward? They try to diverge, they misdirect people's goodwill and waste it on perceptions that do not exist. And I think we need to be very pragmatic and focusing our time. I think that's the best way to say it. Because being like, well, we live in a free speech society, so let's have these QAnon people speak, but it's a waste of our time. They're not going to help out anybody. And to say, okay, let's have these other people speak. Okay, well, they're ultra liberal or whatever, like AOC or whatever, but they'll be like, oh, it's all political and everything. And I don't want to put them in the same categories. I mean, one's has a huge heart, and the other is just detrimental to our our, our civilization, But put it more towards the center. The only way to really make sure your time's better spent is always building consensus, and that if 9 out of 10 people really think that's a good idea, that's what we spend time on. And when people do these outlier things, be like, look, even though it might sound good, you know what I mean, and or whatever, it's just you people spend so much time on that crazy shit. You know what I'm talking about? It's just like, dude, I mean, come on, please, And it's like, well, just in case it does happen. I mean, you know what the fuck they're talking about? Like, we're not gonna guard against space laser and shit. Like, come on, I mean, it's like, I don't know, whatever. I haven't been paying attention. I haven't been paying attention. There's some crazy shit probably said right now. But every 2 weeks is something else or whatever. But that's the last one I remember. Like, what? Come on, people. So let's just focus on our time that's best spent at reciprocate our goodwill, and that it makes this cascading event of people helping people, whatever. You make sure you focus on those people. Like, hey, those people got goodwill. Maybe I should act like them. You know what I mean? Instead of be like, these people help me or whatever, and I just run into the ground and fuck them. You know what I'm talking about? It's like, I've been in a Latino community and it'd be like, oh man, they're really tight, whatever. Let's get in with them, whatever. They do nothing for us. You know what I mean? What are you doing? Like, fuck, I want the perception. I'm a fucking care about our social problems. You know what I mean? It's like, fuck, dude. Anyways, before I go too much on a tangent, I want to get my hair braided. Right now, I'm letting it relaxed, and And my last one before I had to cut it off because the voice was coming in and out or whatever, I was just saying that I look a lot different like this, and in the shade, different lighting or whatever. It's I only have been blinded, two lights here or whatever, and the above light, but I'll probably have more lights coming out. I do have a ring light or whatever, so I'll look a little better because I do, even though I'm non-social media, whatever, I definitely want to cross the threshold of looking pleasant to the eye and everything. So working out and everything. And hair is part of that. You have dark skin, be very attentive to your hair. But I look a lot different with my hair down like this, then back. I think I look a little bit skinnier, right? And here. I don't know. So I guess I'll probably figure out a braid pattern that is back a little bit more. But I'm just learning it. And I wanted to have braid for Halloween, but I got rib muscle anyway, so I'm okay with it. That being said, ended it with me having these native features. I'm very glad for it. Um, I do on social media look at other native people that have achieved, and so I always try to take in the best guidance possible, whatever. And I'm really grateful for them. Putting out the culture the most positive way and still succeeding. And hopefully I could also incorporate some of it. This does give me strength, and just having, doing it the right way. And you see so many people out here nowadays just having pride in who they are and bringing down the person next to them. Have pride in who you are, being native, and bringing up the people next to you, next culture next to you. You know what I mean? It's like I grew up in an Italian German household, and I know my mom, my dad. It's just like, and they were fully, Italian or German or whatever. My mom was part Irish, but she didn't really mention it. My dad really mentioned the Puerto Rican side and everything, and we always had this repetitive things, whatever. And here I am, being Native American, Hopi, and Navajo, and I don't want to be like, and I can't be, I can't, but because reservation and then people grew up in the outside reservation, two different cultures, whatever. I'm native by blood. I can't change that. You know what I mean? So I just want to be, and it's a source of pride. So I just want to be open as possible. I'll be the last person to be like, look, this is what Latino is, or this is what Native is. Especially when our culture was, eradicated and a genocide for 500 years. And there's no way no Native American will ever have that culture. Again, all it is, I hate to say, is a couple of powwows where you have elements of it. But I mean, it's just sometimes kind of frustrating to be like, oh, this is how a Native American is. It's like, you don't know. Well, they were 100 years ago, 20 years ago. So don't tell me nothing. Especially when I'm adopted, you know what I mean? It's just like, all right, people judge you on how you look, you know what I mean? And that's it. You know what I mean? Don't tell me it's so much complicated, but like, okay, well, I know exactly who you are by how you look. No, it's like who you think I am. You know what I'm talking about? And that's on you. It's not on me. I know what I am. I know I'm native. Don't tell me how you feel is based on what I feel. You know what I'm talking about? And that's infuriating to me. It's been going on for 500 years. Remove genocide on our culture, and then you had the audacity to tell us who we are. No, we tell you who we are. You know what I mean? And I just love seeing people that made it and succeed and having, just being natural stuff and putting out their culture the most positively, being native. So um that gives me strength. So I'm gonna end it on that, and I'm out. I'm doing good, getting better. Peace.